Good afternoon. Going live today. Wasn't planning on it, but made some changes. Want to see how it works out in anticipation for next Saturday's Ride for Mike. I'm sorry, I keep saying Ride for Mike because I've always ridden for Mike. This will be a ride for Larry McKeithen, not Michael McCaskill. Though, like I've mentioned before, every I Do It For ride that I do is actually a ride for Mike, even if I'm doing it raising money and awareness for someone else. So, welcome. Just quickly, this is Tour de Zwift. I'm certain I'm going to start right toward the back. Objective today is not to do anything crazy, but to attempt to see how far up I can move from where I start. So by the end of this 30-some kilometer ride, I want to see how many places I can pick up from where I start. So first thing is, where will I start? Let's find out. Of course, there are over 1,000 people on, and it may look like I'm close to the front, but don't let that fool you, because it only shows 100 riders around me. So, I'm actually better than I thought. 375 in the 300s, mid 300s. Let's see where we can go from here. I'm not going to kill it. I actually shouldn't be riding. I have too much work I'm supposed to be doing right now. But then I noticed that today was the first day for stage 2, and I figured, hey, why not go ahead and knock that out? So, settling in. I replaced my rear cassette. I realized that my road bike has a 32, so 11 to 32 on the back. My Zwift bike, my trainer with the kicker, had a 28. Chain front derailleur wasn't matching up. So if you happen to watch the last episode, you'll notice it was making horrible sounds. It was dropping and jumping. So now things are much smoother. Though they may be louder than some, because this is one of the original kickers. So that's a lot to be said for the Wahoo kicker, that I put, I don't know, 15,000 miles on this kicker, and it's, shall we say, still kicking. Okay, settling in. I could do this for a while. Moved up from 300 and something to the 200s. Hey, finally I found a towel that doesn't turn into an invisibility cloak with my green screen. Breathe, settle in, just go. Keep knocking them off one at a time. I'm sure there's a group that has broken off, and at some point, even if I got to the front of this group, there would be a gap. Curious to know how many of those people it'll be. Got a gap forming here, but I don't want to go close that. I'll let somebody else do it. And there they go. It is interesting. Some of the tactics are not the same as real life, but some of the tactics are spot on. You can't race lift the way you would a real life race. Not entirely, because there are certain things that just don't translate. But for the most part, there are some things, and at least the way people behave, you can count on. So here's another gap. Funny feeling I'm going to settle in probably right around here. Now let's see if I can finish in the top 160. Hey Siri, turn on right crosswind. I'm sorry if you have an Apple device. I may have just activated your Siri. But most likely you don't have a right crosswind in your devices. Another reason why I wanted to get out and ride today was my friend Michael Moore, who is doing his own I Ride for Larry, was out today doing repeats of Paris Mountain, training for his ride coming up in April. He wanted me to go with him, but I really have too much to do today, and I knew I couldn't. And again, I shouldn't even be doing this. But you get sucked in, and knowing he was out there was one more thing that made me want to give it a try. Here on Richmond is for the most part pretty flat. If anything, there's a lot of minus grade. Except for a couple of really big kickers that go up. Very quickly. So you get your altitude or your elevation quickly, and then you lose it over a longer stretch. So you just kind of want to use the downhill to conserve and hang in there. then when you hit those climbs, which by the way, come in pretty quick succession, you will either make it or break it there. So I'm at 178 right now out of 1144. I could drop or I could pass, move up. Now, a lot of that will be decided when we hit the inclines. But I can't push too hard here or I'll definitely blow on those climbs. Since we have 2 laps, it isn't just enough to do the first one. You gotta get the second one as well. 95, 96 RPM, that's good. Thanks D Streeter, he's a regular. Thankful for him dropping me a ride on. Here we are on the front. Let's see. Maybe this group is beginning to ease a little bit. Pull and let these guys take me along. Hit my arrow boost. Not because I really want to use it, but I'd love to get a feather at this banner. So I'm using the arrow to get up there for that. See what I get. What? Oh, another arrow. Ha! That's not going to help me on the climb. But I could use it right now to move up maybe to that next group. Because the next thing is the climb. Okay, it didn't move me up to the next group, but brought me to the front. You can't see my power up because it's behind the logo, but on my companion app on my phone I can see it. Okay, let's use this downhill. I'm falling back, but I'm going to enjoy that when it comes time to climb. Use the draft here. Recover. Very well could be that without too much effort, I could pass a lot of these guys. By the way, I say guys, but I do realize there are lots of gals on Zwift. It's one of the things I think is really cool about Zwift is there's a recognition of the many women who are interested in cycling. And Zwift taps into that. And you'll see there are a lot of women involved on Zwift. Some of them kick my butt. So, I don't mean guys as in men. I mean guys as in everybody. I guess in New Hampshire we'd say use guys. Whoa, we're not even on the climb. I'm already toward the front. I have wondered what effect that has had on the use of lifts. I really need to work on my green screen. My main issue is the lighting. To get bright enough, I washed myself out. And then, because of the size of my room, it also plays havoc with my green screen itself, with the lights on it. So, I've been trying to find a balance. This is as good as I've been able to get it to this point. Okay. Climb will start here soon. My legs were tired. Not an excuse, just they are. This climb here will be the beginning of the truth. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Just settle in. Don't push. Let the wattage come. I can feel it. There's a point where I know how I'm doing and how much more I can do. I would say right now I could sustain this. I would pay for it a little bit at the top. And I'll need to recover. But if I can get up and settle in to a new group, I can use them to recover a little bit. A couple more turns. Sorry for showing you my bald head. Here's the climb. Okay. Shift up. Don't lose momentum. Carry it through. Get into draft. Settle back. Oh, I didn't get a power up. I hate getting XP points at the banner because they don't help me any. I'm already on level 50. Okay. You ready for another kick Shorter, but tough. Maybe I'll get something at the top of this one. All right, stand. Okay, settle in. Don't quit, just settle in. Draft. Oh, 170. Ah, that's not good. Gotta get the heart rate down. Breathe. Okay, on this next climb, I figure people are going to catch me. It's too long. I kill myself. So the objective is to finish above where I started on these series of climbs. So if I can stay in the top 100, then I should be okay going into the second lap. Oh. I want to spin up. Let them go by me. I'll go harder the next time. Hopefully they're all working harder than me at this point. Ooh. Not feeling very good. Huh. Come on. Time to recover. Huh. My companion app is not showing. Oh my. Hey Siri, turn office lights to white. You notice I turned red. It's because I forgot to leave my door open. Carbon dioxide levels climbing in the room. Maybe that's why I feel the way I do. Maybe on one of the downhills, I can jump off and go open the door. Okay, heart rate's down, mid 200 watts. If I do this for a while, I should recover. I'd love to get in that groove. Do an effort just to get up there and then ease off. Get in and settle. Here we go. Get in there. All right. Ease. Man. I can't stay up there. Oh, come on. I'm in finish mode. Let's see what I can do. As a wise friend once told me, just keep turning the pedals. Hey Siri, turn on left crosswind. Some more circulation going. Just gotta keep going. Gotta hang on with these guys. Let's see. Let's see if I pick up a power up here. I'm wondering if I'm actually getting the power ups, but my companion app isn't showing them. Oh, there's one way to find out. Nope, I don't have a power up. Or, let's see here. I'll probably get dropped trying to do this. Ah, I have a feather. Settled into this group. Use a feather on the climb. Not to get away from them, but to stay with them more easily. Richmond has never been a good course for me because of his climbs. I'm really not that heavy, I guess, like 170. I think I weighed in this morning with 172. But my watts per kilogram on the climbs for a short period are okay, but then to get that watts per kilogram, I have to push myself too hard, and then recovering is just horrible. And with those climbs in quick succession, I just never get recovered. Like right now, starting to feel okay, but I know that next climb is going to put a hurt on me. Okay, settling down. I like this group. We must all be thinking the same thing. This pace is really working for me. Maybe it'll help me at the climb if I don't get dropped, which it's looking like I'm starting to. Get back in there. Yeah, they've started upping their watts per kilogram. Probably softening people up for the climb. I gotta ride in my own pace right now. As long as I can use these guys, good. But as soon as they start putting me in a deficit, I'm gonna have to fall back into my own pace. Our Leech Team X gives me a ride on. I guess officially, I'm a member of Team X, Team Experimental, though I'm surprised they haven't kicked me off the team because I just haven't raced that much from the early days. But those were fun days. It was one of the very first organized teams on Zwift. I think it was one of the first teams to have a kit. And we had some really good riders. Still do, I guess I should say. But the team doesn't get as much play anymore. When Zwift started moving toward making a big deal of professional cyclists, the racers in the community who were really good, like Casey Schum, Kim Little, Francois Coppe, those guys who are, I mean, they could race with the pros and did on some Zwift events. Whoa, that was a big crowd. Caught me napping. When everything turned more toward the professional ranks, those guys started fading back. Frankly, there's one thing that I've been disappointed with Zwift. It has been that it seems that Zwift does not support its community as much as it used to. There's so much about the pros and the world championships and turning it into esports for UCI. Those people didn't build Zwift. It was the teams that got out there and used the system the best they could to create it. They paved the way for Zwift being an esport. So maybe I'm a little bit bitter, but I miss those days. The pro riders don't know who I am. If I were to try to connect with them on Zwift, it would be nothing. But I could connect with Casey. I could connect with Kim because they're just like me. They know me, meaning they know my persona, and they're like me. So it's a lot easier for me to understand them, be attracted to them on the platform than some pro rider. So I wish Zwift would go back to where they let the community do the word of mouth, the marketing. Rather than come ride with the pros. There's one pro in a group of 1,000 people. My guess is a lot of those pros aren't even paying attention to the other people. Again, that's my bitterness talking. Because I do know there are pros that communicate in Zwift. But most of the time, those are pros that are Zwifters. There's a difference. They're the pros who are using Zwift, who enjoy the community and participate in the community. That's a good thing. and I'm all for them. I am their fan. Well, all that bitterness got me dropped. But I feel better anyway. Get that off my chest. Plus, I am wearing down some. Here comes the climb. Let's see what happens. Don't push it. Spin into it. Don't ever do it. Time to drop my power up. Whew. Too early, but hey. Okay, I'm using a draft power up. Stay on this guy's wheel. He's still dropping me. Whew. Oh, that's Mighty Mouse. Okay, give me all those 60. 160. Yeah. Nope. Let it spin up. Oh man, my legs are not happy. Whew. Man. My heart rate isn't too bad. My breathing's not too bad. But my legs are rubber. Just one more climb and I'll be done. Let's do it. Sorry for not talking. You can just watch me suffer. Oh God. Oh. Man. Oh. Oh. Done. Oh. Ha. Get some right-ons. Oh. Man. Oh. Okay, that was tough. It's been a while since I've done this many organized rides in a row. Recently, I focused more on badges, which allowed me to stick more in my own pace. But that's why these rides are good. I should do more of them because they make you push yourself more than you would otherwise. Ha! Too much sweat on my keyboard. Can't move my mouse. There we go. Oh. Cool down a little bit before I log off. Thank you for watching. I find these are good for me, even if no one is watching, because it's almost like a built-in accountability to just keep pushing. So, probably good for me to be able to go back and see things I could have done better as well. But if you are watching, I appreciate it. Don't know if I'll be doing any more of these before I do my ride on Saturday, next Saturday, January 16th. But 12-hour session on January 16th. I will be starting it pretty early. On that day. So it's 7 o'clock probably, maybe even 6 o'clock Eastern time in the US. And be doing that through the entire day. So pop in, say hello, give me a draft while I'm out riding. So thank you very much. Speaking of pros, there's Emma White. So there's a pro out riding. And she also kicked my butt, so there you go. Thank you much for watching. Join me again later. I'm signing off.